guys, this is Haley from OneOnRabbits.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking all about cold laser therapy in rabbits. I just wanted to briefly interrupt this video to let you guys know that I opened a brand new store on OneOnRabbits.com. I will have the link up in the iCard as well in the description below and at the end of this video, so be sure to check it out. I got a couple cool toys on there, and I will be adding new products very, very soon. And back to the video. So a lot of you guys may not even know what cold laser therapy is, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain that real fast. So some people over on my Instagram wanted me to make a video about cold laser therapy, as I was posting on my stories over on Instagram that I was doing cold laser therapy with Lulu for her arthritis. So that's why I decided to make this video. Go ahead and check out my Instagram if you guys want more behind the scenes on what I do with my rabbits and stuff. But anyways, let's go on with the video and explain what cold laser therapy is. So basically, cold laser therapy is a low intensity laser that stimulates healing while using low levels of height. So it's called cold laser therapy, but it actually isn't cold. When you are applying cold laser therapy, it actually does heat up the body a little bit, but it's called cold laser therapy because it's not like zapping a tumor with high intensity laser beams. So it's colder than a high-tech laser. So you might be wondering what cold laser therapy is even used for. So cold laser therapy can actually be used in humans as well, but a lot of vets are starting to use cold laser therapy on animals. One of the most common things vets use cold laser therapy for is to promote faster healing times with incisions, so after a spay or neuter, but it can be used for other things such as arthritis and trauma. So if your pet gets an injury and needs help with healing and stuff, cold laser helps with circulation, healing times, arthritis, a lot of different things. But I'm specifically talking about using cold laser therapy in rabbits for arthritis. So how is laser therapy done? So most times you take your rabbit to the vet to do this therapy, or whatever animal you're doing, and it is used with the laser, obviously, and it is applied over the specific body parts that you need treated. So for Lulu, we were focused on her hips, her spine, and they called it elbows, but it's just the foot joint, kind of her rear foot joint. So those are the three areas we targeted, but we did it on each side. So for her, we did 6 different spots: each side of the spine, each hip, and then each elbow joint is what they were calling it. And each area, we did it for a 3-minute time span. This is going to depend a lot on the size of your animal. So I think Lulu, it was about 3 minutes and 30 seconds in each area. I don't know, your vet will have more of a time frame for your specific area that you're doing and everything like that. So for me, it was about a 30-minute thing, and we did about 3.5 minutes in each spot. And when they were doing it, you could kind of feel it a little bit warm when you touched her fur, but it wasn't hot by any means. It wouldn't burn her or anything like that. It was just a warm sensation. So this also really helps with arthritis because cold really affects joints and arthritis pain. So having the added benefit of the warmth of the laser definitely really helps. So the next question you may have is, does it work? And yes, it does. In my experience with my rabbit, when I went the 6 times, I did see improvement. So what I saw was after the first laser therapy appointment, Lulu was more energetic. She was willing to hop around more. She didn't look as in pain. So yeah, she was just more willing to hop around and do things. Whereas before I started the laser therapy, she had kind of stopped wanting to come out of her pen. She didn't really want to hop around anymore. She was just really you could tell she was uncomfortable. Whereas after the laser therapy, I thought it really was helping. The next question may be, how much does it cost? So yes, laser therapy or cold laser therapy is generally a more expensive treatment than say a medication that might be $60 and it will last you 2 months. This therapy is definitely on the more pricey side, but I also do think my vet has cheaper prices than the average vet would, specifically just because of where I live prices tend to be a lot cheaper than in other states or in other countries. So with my specific vet, it cost about $130 for 6 treatments. And that comes out to about $22 a treatment, which honestly isn't that bad for like a 30-minute treatment. You're paying less than $1 a minute. So it honestly isn't that bad when you break it down, except for the amount that you have to go. So you start out going about 3 times a week, and then they try to kind of wean you off of that. So for Lulu, we would have been doing 3 times a week for 2 weeks, and then we were gonna slowly like go down to twice a week, and then once a week, and then every other week, and try to see how much benefit we could get with as little laser therapy as possible. So the ultimate goal is to like maybe go every other week or every week or something, and still have that same movement and excitement and lowered pain. But sometimes the more you wean off of it, the more their pain starts to come back. So then you kind of have to go back to every other week or something like that. The next thing is it worth it? Like, is it worth the money? Is it worth the time? Is it worth doing this for your rabbit with arthritis? Yeah, for me personally and my rabbit, it ended up not being worth it, simply because I was spending about $130 just for 2 weeks of treatment. And yes, I did see benefits, but the benefits weren't as much as I expected. So if I would have seen her completely like start doing binkies again or running again or like doing something more dramatic, I think I would have maybe kept doing it. I only saw a very slight improvement, and my thought process was, if I'm spending $130 on this and only seeing a slight improvement, maybe there's another treatment option out there that's cheaper and less stressful that I could get the same benefit out of. And the major reason is it became stressful on Lulu. So Lulu hates going in the car, she hates going in her kennel, she hates the vet, and even though like the treatment itself isn't scary, it's not painful, it actually feels good to the animal, just having to go in the carrier, go in the car, go to the vet 3 times a week, it became too stressful on her, and I could see that. Every time I walked into the room, instead of her like begging for a treat or like wanting attention, she would hide because she thought she had to go to the vet because she was going so often. And yes, later on, we wouldn't have had to go as often, but if I was still going once a week or once every other week, that would have still been pretty stressful on her. However, every rabbit handles stress differently, so this definitely could be a different experience for your rabbit, but it did stress her out enough that to me, it wasn't worth it. But I do want to mention, for those of you guys who don't live in a very like small area, if you guys live in like LA or like a big city, like there might be more options for you where you could do cold laser therapy in your home. So I don't know for sure, but I would definitely go on Google or on Facebook and like search for like dog massage people, maybe they have cat massage people. A lot of the times people who specialize in canine massage or equine massage or like something like that, a lot of the times they also own cold lasers. And if they own cold lasers, they could come to your home and do the treatment at home. So that would be a very low stress environment, and your rabbit could be at home on the floor where it's comfortable and just do the therapy right there. Most dog and cat people don't really know a lot about rabbits, so I definitely would speak to your vet and ask them what cold laser therapy settings the person should use and stuff like that. Honestly, it's not that difficult. You can't really harm anyone with a cold laser if you're using it properly. Like it's not gonna burn you if you're being careful, and like the only thing you need to be concerned about is covering your eyes and protecting your eyes, because you don't want to look into a laser because that's dangerous. But other than like protecting your eyes, there really isn't a lot of dangers or side effects to cold laser therapy, which is why it's a really, really great option, which is why a person who specializes in another animal could potentially do a rabbit if you just gave them a couple of tips on, like, if you've done it at your vet before, you could just be like, this is how we do it at my vet, and they could come to your home and do it. Definitely look that up, because that would be a really great option. I would totally do that option if I lived somewhere where that service was offered and it wasn't like crazy expensive. The last question might be, can you buy your own cold laser and use it at home? And yes, you could potentially buy your own cold laser and do it at home. this would be the best low stress option. However, most of the cheaper lasers out on Amazon or other places are actually not cold lasers, even though they title themselves as cold lasers. They're actually something called red light therapy. It doesn't go as deep into the tissue, so it won't like hit the muscle or the joints, which is what you really want with arthritis. So those types of lasers aren't really gonna work well for your rabbit. If you want to try to go more expensive, there's one that I found for about $700, but that was just a little bit too much money for me, especially because it's not a professional one and I don't know for sure if it's gonna work. And then if you wanna try to get a professional one, it's anywhere from $2,000 to $15,000 for a high quality cold laser. So obviously for me, I don't have that kind of money. I don't even really have $700 to spend on a cold laser. I mean, if you have the money, like, go for it, but I just don't have $2,000 to spend on a cold laser. So yeah, that's basically all about cold laser therapy. I hope you guys found this useful if you have an arthritic rabbit or even like a rabbit who has limited mobility for other reasons. Honestly, I think try it. Test it out, see how it works. Like, if you have the money to do it, go for it. That's basically it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video all about cold laser therapy, and it was definitely a fun, interesting experience, and I'm glad I could make a video about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon on a new video. Bye. He just gagged.
Did you burp or gag?
I think he burped.
You burped? You burped in my video. How dare you burp in my video, boo-boy? You're not supposed to burp on camera. That's rude.
You need to stop purring. You're loud. Who is calling me? I can't talk. Oh my goodness. No. My computer started ringing in the other room. I just wanted to remind you guys again that I do have a store on 101rabbits.com, so please click this button right here to go see all the cool products.